Today I'm going to be working on some skin tones. So I thought I would show you what I do to go ahead and mix those up. I usually pre-mix a set of colors, and then that gives me something to go from. And then I can add cools or warms from there, or lighten it or darken it, kind of depending on what I need. But I'd like to start with a base so that so that it takes me less time. So let me go ahead and show you what I do. So first of all, I start with a little bit of this transparent red oxide. I'm going to add some white to that. And then I'm going to make it lighter and lighter. So this is kind of, for the skin tones that I'm currently doing, which is kind of light to mid skin tones. This kind of gives me a good base to go from. So I'm just going to kind of do this and make kind of a value scale with this. Okay, and then I'm going to take the same color, take a little bit of this darker color of that, and I'm going to add some of my yellow ochre to that. I think I need a little bit more. Make that a little bit warmer. Add just a little bit more of a yellow to it. Okay. Like I said, this is just kind of a base. I don't always use these specific colors, but it gives me something to work from, so. Okay. Then let's see, I'm going to go ahead and let's do the same thing, the transparent red oxide and a little bit of white. I'm going to add a little bit of my cad red light. I like that combination. It makes a nice pinky color that you can use on cheeks or wherever you might need it. I feel like that needs to be a little bit darker. As I get going, I will add a little bit of medium if I need to thin it just a little bit. I like to leave it without the medium on my palette when I'm doing my piles, because otherwise my piles will dry too fast. So. Okay. I'm gonna wipe off my palette knife. And grab a little bit more of that transparent red oxide. Kind of got a lot of it. Darn it. A little more than I wanted. Let's add a little bit of white. I'm going to add some of my permanent, my alizarin crimson permanent. A little bit more of my transparent red oxide. Okay. Okay, so that's kind of where I get started. And then as I go, I do use my raw umber quite a bit. As I'm working on shadows, I do use my Terravert, and I also use my ultramarine blue. And just kind of depending on the colors in the particular area that I'm working on. But this is kind of how I get started when I'm working on my skin tones, depending on what color skin tones I'm doing. But this is kind of for a light to medium skin tone. So there we go.